Diet drinks. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight this so it's nice and big. This is a chemical storm going into your body that is making you insulin resistant. NutraSweet makes you insulin resistant. So you are not helping your body when you're drinking diet drinks in a fasted state. Dr. Mindy here, and on this video, I'm gonna go through the 5 biggest intermittent fasting mistakes that I do not want you to fall prey to. So if you are new to my channel, I just wanna say welcome. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. I am a woman on a mission to get 1 million people fasting, so I'm crazy excited you're here, and I want you to know these mistakes. So welcome. 5 biggest intermittent fasting mistakes. These are key. I'm watching you guys. I watch what your behaviors around fasting, and I don't want you to fall prey to these intermittent fasting mistakes. Fasting is amazing. It will change your life. And these 5 things are really important because the difference between you getting kind of a so-so result and you getting an insane result. So I want you to get the best version of fasting that fits for you. I want you to get the best result possible. So let's dive into these 5. So here's what we got to look at. Tip number 1, I see this all the time. A lot of you are not training yourself to fast. One of the hardest ways to fast is to all of a sudden hear a friend decided to intermittent fast, and then boom, you jump in to spreading out elongating your fasting window and compressing your eating window. All of a sudden you tack on 4 or 5 extra hours of fasting that you're not used to. Now, what I want you to know is your body's got it. Your body's gonna be fine, but your mind is what I'm worried about. And in that scenario, what I see is that a lot of people struggle when they first learn to fast, and then what they say is fasting's not for me. Fasting is for everybody because your body was designed to fast. So the first thing I want to tell you is if you're brand new to fasting, we want to make sure that you are doing more of a gradual approach, which looks like push the breakfast back an hour, then push it back another hour. Slowly push that breakfast back and make sure you're not eating 8, 9 o'clock at night so that you can make sure your eating window gets compressed in a gradual way. Some of you may just want to rip the Band-Aid off and start fasting longer and longer. Just be aware that the goal of a fasting lifestyle is for you to be able to sustain it, not for you to have a temporary result. So look at a gradual approach as opposed to a quick approach. Second thing, are you preparing yourself even for something like intermittent fasting? You know, there's a lot of good prep work, and I'm going to show you some of the things like food choices that can prepare you. I think also who you surround yourself is really important with. I see a lot of people get derailed from their intermittent fasting efforts because they jump into it too quickly, and then all of a sudden friends are like, oh, I tried that, it didn't work for me. So we want to set you up really nicely. A gradual approach with some smart food choices the days leading into that is going to make intermittent fasting that much easier. Okay, mistake number 2. This is a biggie. Your food choices. I know it's fasting, and when we look at fasting, we think, oh, I didn't want to think about food. In fact, I will be as bold as to tell you that you can get insane weight loss results and health results without even changing your food. But I want you to be disease-free. I want you to succeed at fasting for life, and I want it to feel effortless. So your food choices are really important. There's 2 foods that you're going to want to mind when you are starting to build this intermittent fasting lifestyle. So the first is your fats. So with fats, we want to make sure you're eating good fats, not bad fats. So get off the canola oils, the vegetable oils, the safflower, sunflower, corn, cottonseed, soybean oil, all the junk that the big food industry has put into your food. That stuff is causing you to be insulin resistant, making it harder to intermittent fast. Second thing, swap out refined carbs for nature's carbs. So make sure that when you are eating a carbohydrate that it comes from nature, like a potato or a fruit or a vegetable. Let's get away from the breads, the cakes, the pastas. Those are going to cause your blood sugar to spike up and down and make it much more difficult for you to fast. So watch your food choices. Third thing, what are you drinking? I know. We've talked about this so much about like coffee, no coffee. What can I have in my fasting window? Okay, let me just simplify this for you. The two of the things that I see are the most ambiguous for people and can really derail your fasting efforts. One is diet drinks. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight this so it's nice and big. This is a chemical storm going into your body that is making you insulin resistant. NutraSweet makes you insulin resistant. So you are not helping your body when you're drinking diet drinks in a fasted state. End of story. Okay, second thing, your coffee. For most of you, the coffee is going to be okay, but if you are doing coffee with creamers in them, or you're doing coffee that's packed with chemicals, I highly recommend that you do coffee that's mold-free, chemical-free. I have a list of several of my favorite on my website. You can go check it out there. But let's not be putting Coffee Mate in our coffee. Let's be careful about the cream we put in there. And then always test it with your blood sugar. So make sure you know that hack, because coffee sometimes good, sometimes bad. Tea doesn't seem to pull people out. Mineral water doesn't seem to pull people out. These two are the ones that are make your blood sugar go wonky more than any other one.
Okay, have you been watching my videos and you're like, I don't know how to put this stuff all together? You might need my fasting lifestyle free course. I'll teach you exactly how to do it. Just click on the link below. It'll take it to you and it's absolutely free. My gift to you.
Let's go down to this one. Measuring. Okay, now let's talk about this for a moment. I get that maybe you don't want to measure, you don't want to prick your finger. I get that some of these things are expensive. I'll tell you what, and this is really from the bottom of my heart, that oftentimes the most expensive thing you can do with your health is nothing. That will actually build more disease than spending $100 on a CGM or on a Keto Mojo. To have some reflection as to how your body is doing in a fasted state can be very, very helpful. The cool thing about fasting is it's free. So save up the money, figure out if there's a way you can get, I love the CGM, NutriSense is the one we love. I'll put a link for that in the notes. But if you can, at any point in your fasting journey, have some kind of sense of what your blood sugar is doing in a fasted state, it will help you tremendously. Now, I also honor that for some of you, that's just not approachable financially. So I want to remind you that symptoms can tell you if you're getting into ketosis or not. And what that looks like is usually when somebody starts to intermittent fast, they will notice that they will get a symptom where they don't feel so good. It might be like 9 o'clock in the morning, they're not feeling really good, and then boom, all of a sudden they get this burst of energy and their hunger goes away. Well, there's your ketones. That's an example of where you just moved over into ketosis. So you can use symptoms. It's not as good. CGM's the best. Keto Mojo finger prick, second best. Okay, and then the last one. This is my jam fasting variation. So remember that the first step in is learning to intermittent fast. And then once we're there, now we gotta vary it. We gotta do some longer fasts some days, we gotta do some shorter fasts other days, but we've gotta learn to vary it. And women, we've gotta vary it to our menstrual cycles. So I've done videos on this. I will do more on it. I got a whole book coming to you on how women can vary their fast for her fast for hormones. So stay tuned because that's coming. Men, I didn't leave you out. Weekly variations, I've done videos on the 511, 421, 331. My team will leave links on all the weekly variations. But once you get this kind of cozy, comfortable place with fasting, it's time to really change it and expand it so that your body, you keep forcing your body to adapt. There you go. Those are the 5 biggest intermittent fasting mistakes that I see with you guys, that I'm seeing across all of our social media. They're pretty simple. They're not hard to do, and I want to make sure you're thriving at your health. So there you go. Put your story in the link. You guys are awesome, and as always, I hope that helps.
I know you're struggling to lose weight. It may be your fasting length. So in this video, I'm going to show you the perfect fasting length to unstick weight loss. In fact, it's such an incredible tool for weight loss. I think you should start with fasting before you change your food to be able to get into that door in for losing weight.